dishwasher. OneBlade by Philips. That's one free tech things on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central European time. So it's lots of teas. And talking about tea, I'm always drinking tea during the broadcast here. So this is Assam black tea with a splash of milk from the region in India. Cheers. So, and now I'll see here if it's also live on Facebook, so I could check the sound. Yeah, it's working. So now I was just in time this time. Sometimes it have been very much, yeah, it could be, I don't use strong words, but F too late. But now it was processing and loading, so it's a few minutes late. But as I said, especially on Saturdays, I can't promise that I will go live 9 p.m. Central European time to having a tea drinking party. Cheers. That could be later on. It could be even in 9 p.m. Central, not Central, but American time, West Coast, left coast time in California. Sunday my time then. So, but on Tuesday I tried to do it in 3 p.m. Central European time. So then you have been waking up in California and also on the East Coast, and of course you're working or having your afternoon tea in Europe. So I think that could be a good time. As I said, I'm doing this for a fun thing of it and see what that could lead to as a content creator and a new media advisor. And soon I will put on my shades, because we are talking on Don Johnson shave and other things like that. And this is from Haga Eyewear, another product placement, and the brand, the style is called Alaska, so I think that could be fitting. And I'm now rambling. Have you seen that TV series Northbound or North? Yeah, the TV series about Alaska, a doctor from not California but from New York coming to a small town in Alaska. I like that series very much. I've seen the first couple of episodes and seasons, and I'm planning to get the whole series in the future. I like that. I've been missing, nice TV series. I want this, like as I said, Haps is a nice atmosphere. It could be like Cheers, TV series. You stop by, you drop by, like Clubhouse hopefully want to be, but you have drop by audio and have a nice conversation, and you sit for a while and then you do other things. So I want to have this short and sweet. I want to keep it around 10 minutes, because then I will be in this Haps challenge, I think, if I'm still qualified. But it's not the minutes of time, it's the content. So that's why I try to so-called hang things up on this broadcasting. I shout out directly to Mark Moses, that was a bit missing me, I think. He asked if I'm still continue with Haps, and of course my business and other things have to go forward. And talking about the devil, Jinx, Mark Moses, thanks for the award here, 0.15. I appreciate that. High award, thank you very much. So talking about the devil, Jinx. And talking about the devil, you could also listen to the Secular Foxhole with my co-host Blair, where we talk about the separation of state and church, and state and religion. And now I see it. Now it's going things. Last time I did this, I was missing to put the lavalier mic. Now already the phone battery is going down. I have an old phone. I have an iPhone 6s Plus, so I have to charge it. And here I see a cousin is watching now on Facebook. So hi Henrik, enjoy. How is Lent doing? That's my favorite movie Chocolat by Lasse Hallström. So now I'm going on and on here. So I see here on Facebook it's starting to be scrambling, but on HAPS the screen is looking good here. So with that I will give you this script of HAPS for you that haven't downloaded the app yet and joined HAPS. What is HAPS? HAPS offers free world-class broadcasting tools, a community eager to collaborate, and a single way for viewers to support creators financially. So if you sign up and it's free and using my invite code here, Lyceum, you will get 100 coins that you could share with myself, Undersigned, yours truly, and other content creators here. And right now I got like this high award from Mark Moses, and it's adding up. It could be now it's coffee change, and maybe I could buy some new tea in the future if this continues. So cheers. I've seen it, Chocolat, say Henrik. That's good. That's my favorite movie. So going to these three things today, and it's as I said, did this positive product placement that hopefully could be profitable in the future. OneBlade by Philips, and I have been using regular shaves like Gillette and others in it. And right now I'm subscribing to Wilkinson Swords on a subscription base. But during this situation, pandemic, I let my facial hair and looked around on the internet, search on mail order and web shop and e-commerce, and bought from a pharmacy company, you could say, Apotea. That's their slogan is what is cheap, fast, and free delivery or something like that. They're very competitive with their products, and there they had a good price, and I read about it and so on and bought it. And the other day I tested it out. It will take some time to get used to it, but I liked the technology. That's simple for me that haven't used the electric razor in the past. So yeah, and when I did some research on this, I stumbled upon several YouTube videos by Philips also, like instructional videos and also customer reviews. And then I found a guy called The Average Guy. You'll see here if I have my notes here. The Media Mart on YouTube, The Average Guy, and I will do a shout out to him on YouTube. Very nice guy and very frank, and yeah, I like the style. And he tested now this OneBlade and also face plus body. So you could use this razor on different parts of your body. Maybe that could be a discussion for this as we keep it in a good way here. So, but you could test that, and that could be something that we could discuss also. I mean, we men, we shave our facial hair, and others are shaving other parts of their body, and also men are doing that. So that's something to learn about. And they have different blades there, 1 millimeter, 3 millimeters, 5 millimeters, and also on sensitive areas. So now it's soon time to take on this shades, and I see Anders is joining here and watching. Thanks, Anders. So this is the shades that I'm saying, because I will talk how should I use this razor. I will continue with blades. I did this today, this morning, because it takes some time to get used to it, and your hairs are growing in all kind of directions. So I did with my regular hydro today and got a cleaner shave, but with the razor it worked very well. And as I said, you have to get used to this. And this Average Guy here on YouTube, the Media Mart, he said that don't be discouraged, test it, and because you can't go wrong. I mean, with a regular blade you could cut yourself, but on this, and it's very the tech thing I like. I mean, these small blades is vibrating and going very fast, but you can't cut yourself, and you do it against the hairs also that you don't usually do. So I will test it and test with the different blades and see how it goes. So with this, it costs like $50 or something like that in equivalent to Swedish crowns, like 500 Swedish crowns. If you say $1 is 10 crowns, but it's lower than that. But these package, I get it every 6 months, every half year. 2 of these package, and it's I will see here how many blades are they. It's like 4 in every, so like 8, I think. Yeah. So I have for a half a year, and it cost these every year. It would cost about the same as buying a new razor, I think, if I calculated it right. So cheers. I still think I will keep this on subscription, but maybe I now will do it. I did it before in the past every quarter, but then I was not always running out of it, so I still had one. Now I every half year, 6 months, and if you calculate, then you have to use these blades, and they're very good quality blades, but for almost 4 weeks, and maybe that's a bit tad too much. Depending, of course, your hair style, your hair, and your beard, and how you cut. But with this now, I could continue with every half year or maybe every year, and then they have on Wilkinson Sword and Effie, the mail order service and online service, e-commerce. They have also like a travel razor that's like one use, but you could use it several times. That's pretty, and it forms against the skin. So maybe I could have some of these in my prepper thing, and when I'm going in the luggage and so on. Talking more, we'll see here. It's already 12 minutes, so I'm all good. But I will talk about some other things also. So here are the instructions. And as I said, I'm joking with this. When you start reading this, you have all fun. And first I have to then charge it for 8 hours, and it's about 45 minutes that you could do. So when I did it this first time, maybe not 45 minutes, but I did it for a long time, because long times I had to do it several times. And also, I mean, I haven't had a haircut for some time, so I have to go in pandemic safe environment, maybe as a spring cleaning, because you have sideburns and other things. I don't, as this guy, the Media Marty joked, he doesn't have so much hair on his head, and I don't have either. I have my cap here, but still, you have to get a haircut now and then. So maybe I should get, now it's time for the shades here. Have you heard about this designer stubble? I searched for that because in Miami Vice, that TV series, talk about fun TV series, they had special music every episode, I think. They were fighting the criminals, and they looked sharp, and these 80s styles. And Don Johnson, he had this, not beard, but I mean, not moon, what is it called? Moonlight shadow or something like that, not that. But around a couple of days, so like 1 to 3 millimeters. And it's called a designer stubble. So it's getting a bit darker, but it's not the moonlight shadow or getting lots of hair. But maybe that could be this razor with the different blades, 1, 3, and 5 millimeters. I could manage to do that sometime in the future. So now it's time to get cool Alaska Haga eyewear and look into the camera. So that was OneBlade, and I will include there, maybe in the future, is a future episode of Tea Party Media or Ego Netcast or some other podcast talking about what you could find on the internet and instructional videos, and also the development and technique of everyday equipment like a razor, and this time an electrical razor. So the designer stubble, maybe that could be my business casual style. So, and to not end yet, but this guy, the media mart, the average guy, he had this slogan or motto said, "Keep pushing play." So please pushing play here and subscribe to Haps and give a shout outs, thumbs up, high fives, and divorce to yours truly and other content creators here on Haps. So the other one, second thing here, so it was OneBlade, Razer, and Kettle sound, and it's short and sweet here, a bit on the light mode. As you know, I'm a tea enthusiast, tea drinker, author of my first book on black tea, and I have some ideas about tea book sketches and how I will develop that in the future. Will be very open and transparent about my self-publishing journey and reviews and comeback and comeback, you could say, yes, and comment and feedback. Sometimes constructive and sometimes not. So, the tea kettle, and Cambridge University had wondered about why is the tea kettle whistling zzz, and then going up, and a traditional tea kettle, water kettle on the stove, or the gas stove, or it's probably the best, or on the plain stove. And they wonder what this sound, and it's similar with gas pipes and other things like that. And it is maybe it's good vibrations sound with plates, and then it's a hole in the middle, and with that pressure you get this sound. It's maybe similar to that they have doing research on the cat purring and so on, and how does that come about. So that was, have you thought about that, the sound of a tea kettle? It's some kind of warm, nice thing when it's the tea water boiling, or the right temperature that you have is ready for your black tea. So that's a neat thing, and I will talking about tea and water, a new water kettle from Electrolux that I will test out here, and you could have set it on different temperature here. And Henrik is saying, have a nice day, have to work now. Yeah, keep working, Henrik, and thanks for stopping by. So, and the good thing is that this is distributed to, for example, YouTube, Twitter, and maybe in the future LinkedIn and Twitch. As I said, I'm not a gamer, but I've started a channel there. So then you could watch this in afterwards in the replay. And as I said, if I get comments, I will do that in the future and catch up on it, but I can't do multitasking at the same time here. I have to concentrate, as I said, on my eyes and looking at the camera, seeing what's going on, etc., and having my notes here. So the third thing is, and I could do like this pauses also. I will do that as an end. On Thursday we'll talk about articles in The Economist, so I'm coming back to that. I was thinking of writing in the title, QR code goes bananas, to joke a bit, and now I should have a banana, but I don't know if you could see this, but it was a sticker on a banana, so maybe you could take your phone and use the QR code. It's called Fresh Echo and freshbananas.se. And I was curious because they say where I'm coming from, the banana. So I got curious and scanned it by my phone, because now you could do that on the iPhone. I don't know how it is on the Android, but you put up your camera on the QR code, and then it pop up URL. And in the past it had been pretty simple, to a basic home page or something, maybe to recipes and other things, but you could play around with it and do lots of things. So I ended up on a site where bananas were coming from, and the trade, and it's from Ecuador. The thing is, I could say as a note there, I didn't see any social media channels or platforms, so I was thinking of doing a shout out here now, but I can't do that because I didn't see any activity on social media. As I said, as a new media advisor, I'm planning to say that you should use social media as little as possible. And now I'm doing this content creation for social media, but in a smart way. So they are focused on spreading with this small sticker on a banana with a QR code, and I got curious, where is the banana from? I start reading about it, and I will talk also with the vendor, the supplier, the shop here in Gothenburg that sells fruits and vegetables and others, and of course, how is the quality of banana, and I liked them. Then again, it's this geopolitical thing. How are things in Ecuador? That we could talk, compare with Venezuela is probably better, but is it like in Chile or other places? That we could have a discussion about. And then they were also on the website saying it was fair trade and other some trade. They have Rainforest Alliance and other things like that. And for the record, I'm critical to the so-called fair trade and the whole organization there. I'm open for a debate there, because I've heard about some how to say elements behind the scenes and how it's working, and for the small business owners in different developing countries, it's hard for them to afford to have this stamp seal of approval to be fair trade. I think it should be free trade. And like some coffee growers and others and tea and coffee traders have done it, they call it direct trade. So they trade directly to the coffee plantation, to the small business owners, and that you could do with bananas also, without going bananas, if that's possible. Then of course, as a former purchaser and interested in logistics, you have to take care of the supply chain to get from growing the bananas and shipping it and getting out in the stores and then market it and so on. So that's my comment on the QR code and how you could use that. Do you have any examples of how you could use the QR code in a fun way? So, and when I was talking, I haven't done that research yet, but on the hashtags, when I was doing the title of these apps live streaming, you could use several hashtags that will pop up in your Facebook description, and especially on Twitter, I think that's useful. So you could find a hashtag that's popular on Twitter, and then you could create a broadcast about that and maybe get some new viewers in that way. And also Philips, again, positive product placement that could be profitable. Reach out if you want and we could talk about this kind of thing. So maybe they search on their own, you know, the brand name OneBlade and the Philips. As I said, I liked the review what he was doing. This smart guy, an average guy, he did it in a very nice way, and he got like 2 of them and then handed off like a giveaway. So I have a few, but I am not a big influencer in that way. I'm probably a nano influencer. I have like 5,000 plus followers on Twitter, and I've again reached the limit there on followers. I need more followers on Twitter, and maybe perhaps could help me with that, because you on your bio, in your profile, you when I get new followers, because now on the discovery tab here, people follow me and then I could follow them back, and that could lead to things. And shout out to Lisa Sicard, and she's giving good tips on Twitter and written a book about on Twitter. So that was the hashtag there, and when I found it was QR video star, and I don't know what that is. I have to check that out. So yeah, and ending on Thursday, it's Force Hammer, and I'll comment, analyze an article in The Economist, and as I said, I'm doing a bit of catch up now. So I will do the previous tech's big dust up, and that's probably about big tech, and it was also an obituary about Rush Limbaugh, and I will comment on that, and I also talk about Scott Holleran and his article and post about Rush Limbaugh. And I'm subscribing to his great newsletter. So you should do that too if you value freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and liberty, and so on. And the latest issue is The Economist is bouncing back a welfare state for the post-COVID world. And when we talk about the welfare state and talking about free trade, how could we have a laissez-faire, a free society, a capitalist society? Then you have to understand what capitalism is standing for. And then with that, if you want to support a poor capitalist, so to speak, you're welcome to send donations to paypal.me/ and my last name, Lindeskog, or going to HAPS, or checking out URL like the resource location code .bio/Lyceum, and Lyceum is my former Twitter handle. Now it's Lyceum Peripatos, and I will talk about that soon in the future, and also about Lyceum.fm, the podcasting audio podcasts for academia and for about great books and other things, literature and so on. So with that, I say cheerio and talk to you soon again.